Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Code and Chat. Let me know how you guys doing. Let me know if you guys could hear me, if you could hear the music. In today's show, I'm excited. We're going to talk about the bane of my existence, which is my Udemy course library. I have so many courses, but the most important reason why so many courses and do you really need all of them? Because at the end of the day, the deeper question, why do you buy courses in the first place? But before we get into it, say hello in the comments. If you're joining us live here, love to hear, say hello, how you guys all doing today. I'm having a great time because I get to chat with you guys, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys have some questions ready. If not, it's okay, because I could talk forever and ever. I got my coffee, iced coffee today. Iced coffee is good. Some ice cubes. Fantastic. But you guys say hello in the comments. In today's video, I want to talk about Udemy courses, talk about some of the courses that I took that actually helped me a lot in terms of my learning. I want to talk about maybe some courses to stay away from, what not to do. But more importantly, why do we take so many courses? Why do we get stuck in tutorial hell? And why having so many courses is bad for our development that keeps us from actually getting to where we need to go. And I love to hear your opinions about it, so get some questions ready. Hey, we got Jordan saying hello here. Hey, great to see you, my man. How's everything? What? Yep, what's up? Doing good. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about Udemy courses. Damn, son. I have so many courses, and I realize that the internet is no shortage of learning resources, learning advice, learning whatever. I have a YouTube channel where I tell you and give you learning advice. There's plenty of other channels, and it seems that everybody's fighting for attention. And where do you put your attention to be productive? And it's so easy to get pulled in one direction or another direction and fall into this assumption that we just need to take as many courses as we can, or that the next course that we take is the golden bullet that's going to help us land that job. But unfortunately, that's not the truth, and I do want to talk about it today, a little bit later in the video, tell you why just the fact that you're taking courses on Udemy or Pluralsight or whatever, it's not gonna get you to the end goal, which could be getting a job as a web developer. It is going freelancing or whatever your goal may be. But guys, don't be shy, say hello in the comments. I have no problem talking, of course. And again, it doesn't matter how many of you guys tune in. I just love being here, sharing my story, my experience. So I'm gonna share my screen, kind of showcase the two accounts that I have. They're under two different emails. It's kind of sad, the amount of money I spent on Udemy courses. The good news though, if you guys have questions about Udemy course that you're thinking of buying, I probably have it. It's pretty insane. So let's take a look here, and I'll showcase more of these screens as you guys coming into the show. Let's see here, screen share. So this is one of my accounts. This is my newer account. So I have 165 courses. Mind you, that's not counting archived courses. So this one has 165 courses. Like that hurts. That hurts. Like I want to cry. And archived courses 27. Damn, that's a lot of courses. It's almost 200 courses. And what's insane that the amount of money I spent, I don't want to do the math because it's going to make me cry. It really is going to make me cry because it is a lot of money to spend on courses. And the truth is, did I complete all these courses? No, like I have not. I have not completed all the courses. It's kind of crazy. And that's just one account. Almost 200 courses, counting the archived courses. My older account here, it's 56 courses that I have active, but let's see how many I have archived in this account. Recently accessed, all categories archived, and in the archived section, I got 119 courses. So this is like 270 some odd courses I have here, and that's insane. That really is insane. So between two accounts, I have 400 courses. almost 400 courses. And that is insanity to me, because at the end of the day, like, I know for a fact that if I started trying to complete all the 400 courses right now, it'd probably take me the rest of my life. So the deeper question comes down to this idea, like, hey, why do we buy courses? Why do we feel that we have this need to continue to get more stuff, more stuff, more stuff? But anyway, I do want to talk about some of the courses I have. I do want to talk about maybe what are good courses, what are not so good courses. If you have some courses that you took or some recommendations, we could take a look at it on this live stream. I kind of wanted to do this one, talk about Udemy courses, because at the end of the day, you don't become a developer because of the courses you take. You become a developer because of the skill you learn and acquire, and ultimately get to the point where you're able to build things for clients. Regardless if that client is your job, where they are, telling you to build something, or if it's a freelance client that you found, at the end of the day, you have to complete the work. You have to do the work. And that's what it's all about. You know what? You're so true. Not only am I addicted to learning, I do have addicting personality, kind of hilariously not funny. So I'm not allowed to watch Netflix during like normal hours, because if I watch a show and it's good, I can't just stop and save the next show for next weekend or the next day even. I will literally stay up all night and we'll watch this, like, all the seasons. I just recently finished watching Punisher, great show because I haven't seen it ever. I basically binge watched Punisher, all 2 episodes, 1 night and a half. It was like basically stayed up all night and part of the day. I couldn't stop myself. It was insane. Yeah, all about building projects, 100%. You gotta get those projects out. You guys have to build. And so I kind of fall into this interesting position because, I was never, like, being a developer, software engineer is something that I switched careers into. And prior to that, I had a business, and I did mixed martial art and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training. And so recently I was wondering kind of about this idea, like, freelancing is like, how do you get into it and how much do you need to know? And so, like, I wanted to talk about all this through this perspective of Udemy courses, how there's way too many courses out there. Listen, it's okay. You don't have to like Punisher. I thought it was great, not gonna complain. Yeah, and those cliffhangers will kill you, bro. That's for sure. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about this idea of Udemy courses and this idea of, like, what is the end goal? Is it to be a freelancer? Is it to get a job? Is it to do whatever? Because at the end of the day, you can't learn everything, and you have to kind of pick your poison or pick the tech stack that you want to master to get to where you want to go. And at the end of the day, no amount of Udemy courses is going to help you get to where you're going if you don't have a plan that leads you to this idea of being able to deliver a final project that people will pay you for. And we could talk about it more. This is why I watched the first 10-15 minutes of the next episodes for some closure. Yeah, seriously, how's that working out for you? At least for me, it doesn't work out, because I end up watching all the way until the end, and then I get upset when the season is over, or the second season is over, and then you're like, man, they'll never make season 3 because Disney bought out Punisher, or at least Disney bought Marvel, and that's so annoying to me. But hey guys, let me go back to my screen here of the bajillion courses I have, just because it's not funny. We could all cry together. But these are unarchived courses, 56. I have another 125 here archived. My other account has 165 courses plus another 40 archived. So I have way too many courses, and the truth is I will never be able to finish all my Udemy courses. It's just impossible. So what strategy should you have to when you're taking courses on Udemy or any other platform? And the idea is being able to make sure that you have a goal in mind of what you're trying to achieve, and really try to stick to your guns and not switching to too many courses. Now, one good argument I heard about why people have so many courses is because they don't buy the course to finish start to finish, but they buy a course for one particular thing that might be in like chapter 4 that they learn that helps them accomplish the goal that they have. So they don't even need the whole course. They just bought it for a very specific thing that they want to see. See here. I kind of believe Colt Steele when he said this is the only course you need to get into web development. Yeah, you know, I do have that course. It's a pretty massive course. In my opinion, and I enjoy his course a lot. He's an amazing instructor. But in my opinion, I don't like full kind of boot campy type of courses. I guess if you were to spend $12 and you were to get one or whatever they go for $9.99, I would go with like a course like that if you never buy another course. But the truth is I like more in-depth courses on a particular topic. So I will get an HTML and CSS dedicated course, or I will get, you know, JavaScript dedicated course and stuff like that. So, you know, that's kind of the way I look at it. Yeah, it is an addiction buying Udemy courses. I think we all train to this idea when the bell rings on our phone that there's a sale, we go buy like 3-4 courses that we'll never ever look at again. And so, like, with that being said, like, I know it's not a like super busy stream right now, but I want to know, like, why do you guys buy courses? I know I mean, obviously it's an addiction. Obviously we think that next course is somehow going to help us land a job, but what is the thought process? Because I was thinking a lot about it and kind of realized that you know that it's a very easy way to just kind of get consumed by this idea of like course buying, course taking, and never ever getting to the end. The guy with the greatest name ever, Hologram Nunchucks, welcome to the show. We just talked about, like, I have basically, like, we talk about Udemy courses. When do you stop? How do you know you have a problem? Like, I apparently have a problem because I have almost 400 courses on Udemy between my two accounts. I don't even want to do the math of how much money I've spent over the time, but it hasn't helped me, and I would probably argue that having that many courses actually slows down your progress, because at the end of the day, it's like, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish by taking courses to begin with? Are you trying to get a job at a company? Are you trying to, you know, become a freelancer? What are you trying to do? And so this idea that I started to have is kind of like, okay, people buy courses because they want to learn something, obviously. But why not think of like where you want to go, find out the steps you need to take. Let's say I want to become a React developer, and that's kind of what I did in my last video. If you guys didn't see it, check it out. But I talked about, like, okay, if you want to become a React developer, you need HTML and CSS, you need JavaScript, and you need React. And so I think I recommended 5 different courses, and I'm 100% sure with all those courses, you will be able to get your job, you know. And that's the thing. It's like, come up with a curriculum of the stuff that you need for whatever goal. If it's freelancing, pick things that are freelancing related. If it's getting a job as a React developer, pick 5 courses that get you there, and then really dedicate all your time focusing and studying those things until you build enough projects to get a job. Because honestly, I have over 400 courses and I could do them for the rest of my life and never get hired, because I will never have opportunity to get a job because I'll be too busy taking courses, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Career change, better paying job, and going nomad, hopefully. Yeah, that's exactly why I did it. Better paying job, it does take a little bit at the beginning to start. My first job was terrible. I got basically paid what you would get paid at your local supermarket, but I did work there for a year and a half, and, you know, switching to my next job, getting a contract role, the year of experience or year and a half experience goes a long way, and your salary does bump a significant amount. So for those of you who are just starting out and worried, maybe at the beginning you're not making the big bucks, but eventually you will get there 100%, because I see it in my progress, and I'm like some dude on the internet. Yeah, like Cold Steels did have a project that looked pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of these places have projects pretty cool. By the way, if you're building Udemy project courses, whatever you want to call it, it's okay to put them in your portfolio when you're starting out, but your goal is to build projects from scratch and replace your Udemy courses with projects that you build yourself and that are nobody has, because at the end of the day, there's so many recruiters I talk to, they see like every Udemy project you could possibly show them, because they're like, oh, obviously you took a Udemy course and you just put that project. I'm not saying it's wrong, especially when you're starting out, and that's what I did at the beginning. I basically had my whole portfolio filled with Udemy course projects. But at the end of the day, your recruiter or your employer wants to see something that you built from scratch. And so the goal is for you guys to be able to build stuff from scratch. That's the most important part. Hey, Jose, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, Udemy courses are cheap until you buy 400 like I did. Bro, it's an addiction that I have. If I was married, my wife, if she didn't divorce me before, she would have divorced me for the amount of money I spent on Udemy courses and not got a job with. Because at the end of the day, you don't need 200, 400 courses like I have. You only really need 4 or 5 courses that get you to a specific goal. And I guarantee you, if you just dedicate your time, learn 80% of the material in those 4 to 5 courses that you kind of created for your own homemade curriculum, and build stuff from scratch, you will get a job. You will get a job 100%. And that's just the facts. And don't get and fall into this idea of like, you need every course in the book to get to where you go. It did help me learn the direction I want to take, front end or back end, regarding to probably Cold Steel's course. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of courses, if you do take a lot of different courses, or maybe you're stuck into any other course, that's one thing about taking courses, is that if you have a bunch of courses, you take a bunch of different ones, you kind of realize what path you want to go. Is it front end, more back end, or full stack, whatever it is. So yeah, in that sense, I guess experimenting is good. I like Udemy courses that give me a general idea how to approach a project while learning new tech. True, yeah, hologram nunchucks. That's exactly true, and that's why a lot of Udemy courses are great. But at the same time, I would say if you're continuously buying courses, right, and you're continuously working, maybe you're not even finishing those courses, you're just getting new ideas, but you still have unfinished projects in your portfolio that you created that are a high enough caliber that could land you a job, that's a problem. And that's why I want to talk to you, all of you guys, that you guys don't make the mistake I did of buying bajillion courses, is that you guys, at the end of the day, need to produce what either a client is going to pay you for or your employer is going to pay you for. And it's not following tutorials. It's building some stuff from scratch. I can't stress that enough. I just quit my job for many reasons, but just because my boss was a dick. That's not a good reason to quit, so don't quit your job if that's the case. But there's other reasons. But at the end of the day, when I started interviewing, at the end of the day, people just want to see, do you have the skill to be able to, present deliverables, actual things that you could build from scratch yourself without relying on the course, relying on anything. And if you use courses like a crutch, it will eventually hurt you. Yeah, it was the last video that I talked about how to get a React job and then 5 Udemy courses. And I chose my favorite courses from all the courses that I took, and those are all the courses I actually finished, and they did play a very important role of me landing a job, especially John Smigla React project course that got me really confident, because he built a bunch of projects. So you get really confident using React, and that really helped me get that job. But what I would say that what I know now, like those courses 100% will get you with a knowledge base to get a job. Like you don't need more courses. Like I have 400 courses, total waste of money in my case. The only benefit of me having 400 courses is that I know which courses suck, which courses don't suck, or which courses I didn't even take, so I didn't even know if they suck or not. But I could at least talk about them. And when students or people ask me questions, I'll be like, oh yeah, I have that course. Let me look up. What are you having the problem? So I could kind of help people out. What is my most favorite course? I would say John Smigla React course right now is my favorite. I have a lot of them, but I really like that, especially if you're going for React, is that you build enough projects to give you the foundation to feel comfortable being able to work with React. To say that if I were only to do one class, like course only, and I had no other options, I would pick Cold Steels if that was the only option. if you said to me you could only take one course, I would do cold steals. If you said to me you could do 4 or 5 courses, then I would not pick cold steals, and I would kind of pick different courses in each domain, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, or whatever it is, and whatever you guys have to do. That's what I would do. Yeah, man, putting me in a tough spot, picking one course. But guys, like I said, I have bajillion courses. Let me know like some of the goals in the comments. Are you guys looking to get a job? Are you guys looking to get into web development? And I know, if you're just jumping in and didn't see the bajillion courses I have, look, this is unarchived courses, 165 courses on one account. Plus, let's say if you go to archived, 165, I'm bad at math, so we'll just kind of wing it. 27, that's almost like 200 courses in one account. Then you go to my second account. This one has 56 courses unarchived. Let's look at all the archived courses. Archived courses, 119, so about 175. So I have like almost 375 courses that I will tell you right now that all these courses, they're not required for you to get hired. They're really not. Like at the end of the day, the bajillion number of courses, they're actually wasting your time. By the way, if you're on the stream and you haven't because it really helps to promote the stream to others. And if you really like what I do here, and honestly, I do it because of, you guys such an amazing community that I really want to try to provide the best value that I can to kind of help you get to where you guys going quicker, faster, stronger, better, all that superhero stuff. You want to be a superhero in your life to get to where you're going, because at the end of the day, you want to get a job, you want to get that bigger pay, and there's many paths. There's paths of going the freelancing route. There are paths of going to, getting a job path. All these are important. By the way, this is one thing I was going to tell you guys. Let me give a shout out first here. DJ Norris in the house, looking to get as good as Paul at buying Udemy courses. Bro, I made a mistake. Bought too many courses. I need to go to like Udemy, help, meetup groups where you sit in a circle and you tell your story of like how you had to buy a course and then your wife left you because you bought too many courses. It could happen. Like I'm divorced, not because of too many Udemy courses, but if she was still around, that would have been the reason. By the way, I know I talk about being divorced, but it happens. We left on good terms. It was more of a personal matter. She was sick, and that kind of created like this crazy dynamic. And so it was much better for her to be at home. She's originally from Mexico with her family rather than being here with me in Connecticut, because here she had no family, and we made this tough decision because I couldn't move back because my daughter still lived here and I had to be with her at the time. And so anyway, the point is not to make the stream sad, but the point is that having bajillion Udemy courses is not going to save you. At the end of the way, it's getting the deliverable, getting the stuff done. And I was kind of going to tell you, like, a lot of people talk about getting a job, and sometimes when you try to get a job and you can't get a job, it's like you try to freelance. And then I just realized that you don't have to be an amazing developer to do freelancing, because there's so many different places. And just for myself, I keep saying, like, I use myself as an example, which I will tell you about in just a second, because I love seeing these comments. By the way, DJ Norris and I are getting ready to do a freelancing podcast at some point, because I think there's a lot of you guys that are interested in that route. And I think we want to talk about from his perspective, because he is actually working as a freelancer already. Obviously, he has his own job as well. And I also like freelancing because I've done it in the past. And I also just realized that there's many different levels of going to freelancing. And when you're starting out, there could be some real opportunity going into it part-time, especially if you're going for building little niche sites for clients. And when I say niche sites, it could be, WordPress sites for personal trainers. And you might not think there's a market for it, but I guarantee you there's plenty of people who are, Instagram famous and want to do personal training that need a website, and you could fill that niche for them. And we will talk about that, and I will mention more about kind of this thing that happened to me just recently when I was trying to do something as a side hustle, which is not web related, but it put me into the mindset of a buyer of a service who would hire a freelance developer. And then at the same time, because I'm a developer, I was like, oh shoot, like I could totally see how I could provide a very basic service for which I could get clients. And I will talk about it today, and if I forget about it, you guys could let me mention it. Just finished email mastery, build responsive HTML templates. Templates are harder to build than I thought. DJ Norris was saying the same thing. I have zero experience in building HTML templates, but I do have a lot of experience buying bajillion Udemy courses. But hey, that's one way to niche your skill to be able to get a job. And from what I hear DJ Norris describing, it's actually very hard to do. It's not as easy as people think it is. But I think it's that niche that if you're good at it, you'll be able to get a job where most people are not even looking, not because they don't have no interest about building HTML emails, it's because they don't even know it exists. And I know Coding Phase is really big about talking about opportunities for people that a lot of people don't think about, because at the end of the day, he wants you to get a job. And that's one way. Although, to be honest with you, I know nothing about HTML emails, so that's as far as I go. Yes, did I take a course for data structures and algorithms? I do have a bunch of courses, and I am taking them now. Why? Because I just started interviewing. I have a portfolio, I have a resume, I have all that stuff, so it's not the limiting factor that's holding me back. My limiting factor now is going to the interview and being able to perform well. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, if you don't have a GitHub, if you don't have a personal portfolio website, and you don't have some projects to showcase, that's what you should be focusing on 100% of the time, is building those portfolio projects. But if you're in my situation, I'm kind of like that next level in terms of I do have that stuff. It took me a while to get it. I don't want to make it sound like it was easy. It took a lot of work, a lot of time, but now I'm at a point where I am taking data structure and courses online to help me understand that. There's also, thanks for reminding me, by the way, there's a great Teachable course, which is amazing, because I just had a interview, a mock like practice interview, because I want to practice interview. So I have a friend who's a developer, and I suggest you guys do some interview stuff as well to practice. And he was asking me a lot of questions, and this new course that I just got on Teachable, it's from this guy who has a YouTube channel, Code Evolution. I'll share this with you in just a moment as well, because like, again, I don't get any kickbacks. That's why I don't link to a lot of my courses. I will just tell you the name of the course, because I don't make money recommending courses. I'm not big enough as a channel to get affiliates. And if I did, I would still only recommend the stuff that I like. So I'm not going to link to any of these courses because I don't get a kickback, but you could Google, look them up. But this next course I'll show you in just a minute on Teachable, which is great if you're looking to get comfortable with doing JavaScript specific front-end questions and some React stuff. And I'll show you in a second. Let's see. Creating with Code. What's up? Hey, how's it going? Have you done any courses by Maximilian? Yes, his last name is harder than my name. My last name is Braslavsky Schwartzmuller. I'm just going to say it. That's what it is. He's an amazing instructor. I have a lot of his courses. I didn't make to them, but I just got his Next.js course because I've been building a lot of Next.js projects. And so, I'm going to check it out. I did take his CSS course, really good course, but I do like the way Brad Traversy does his, and I think it comes to personal teaching style. But I'm going to say this, you can't go wrong with Brad Traversy course or Maximilian. The thing I like about Maximilian, 100% always updates his courses, always keeps his stuff up to date, always doing that, always putting it in that hustle. Always putting that hustle. Yep. Right, that's a good point, DJ Norris. Maximilian does go too deep, so for some advanced students, that'll probably be a better choice. So you might start a course, get like quarter way in, and then start having issues because you're having a hard time following some of the things he's doing. I didn't see it in his CSS course, but in some of his other courses, I'm sure that's there. But he's an amazing teacher. And maybe if you're a little bit of advanced, you guys could go there and check it out. Oh, yeah, true, Jordan. Just like you agree with DJ Norris. Yeah, having multiple resources and different sides is very good. I would just caution with this side. Right, there's but too many. Right, laughing out loud right there. There's too many. That would be the thing that I would say is that by me having over 400 courses on Udemy, I only took maybe like 15 out of 400 courses. Could have saved a lot of money. But yeah, it's easy to get caught up. And that's why I would say limit yourself, set constraints. You should set constraints not just in the courses you take, but how you build your projects. One of the projects that I started, Court Share, which kind of crapped out on me because I broke something, got to fix it. But my scope was too big because I didn't set in constraints. And as a single web developer, it was too much for me to build at once. So after talking to a bunch of people, I was like, you know what? Let me take that scope down a bit and come back to it. By the way, guys, here's another thing I'm going to tell, another expert tip for you guys. Before I show you this amazing course and Teachable for interviewing that you guys should take because it's amazing. If you're building projects, honestly, look at me right now. Look at my eyes. Tell me how many completed portfolio projects you have that work, that look good, that are amazing, versus how many projects you started and never finished. I could tell you right now that I have maybe 3 completed good projects out of hundreds of projects that I started and never finished. And the reason why I want to kind of throw that out there, guys, is this is something I started doing. I have a project that I'm working on for my portfolio right now. It's a time tracker app that allows you to track your time while you work for clients because I started doing contract work and I have to have an easy way to click one button and it will just invoice the client automatically for the work that I did. Now, I've been building this project for like a year and a half. And the reason why is because some other idea comes up and I'll go do something else. So I made up this rule. I'm like, look, you have one portfolio project that you could build at a time. By the way, like we are building some community projects with our community. You could join our Discord by going codingafter30.com. Click the Discord. I'm trying to get more active on Discord, but I talk about the community projects there. But besides the point, like that's an exception because we have a community of people that I'm trying to guide through building their first 5 projects for their awesome portfolio. So I build those projects alongside with them so I could answer questions for them. But for my main personal project, I work on one project at a time and you can't do any other project. You could do tutorials, but come back to that project until you finish it. So the reason why I wanted to mention it on the stream here is because I want you guys to hold me accountable and be like, Paul, where's your time tracker app? You've been yapping about it for who knows how long, and you still haven't chosen the time tracker. And by the way, if you guys yapping like me, and I could say yapping because I'm just being straight up honest with you guys, and you don't have any good portfolio projects to show, how are you going to get a job? At the end of the day, that's what matters. And so as I yap and don't show you my work, keep me accountable, keep me, responsible for the things that I talk about. Let's see here. How many people do you think will fill their proposed Udemy projects? Yes, the original project might be one stand out to the employers. Bro, that's everybody when you're starting out. I did it too, man. All my original project proposals, that's why I took everything down and I'm rebuilding stuff and I'm putting new stuff in because all of it was Udemy courses. And talking to recruiters that see a lot of portfolios, they're like, yeah, bro, I know the course you took. Like, what the you doing, And honestly, if you're starting out and you have nothing in your portfolio, that's okay. It's okay. But your goal should be, after you build 3 to 5 projects from Udemy, stop. Don't do any more courses. Pick one project that you could build yourself from scratch, build that project, and replace one of your previous Udemy projects with it. That's super important. I can't stress that enough. That's what I'm doing. That's the process I'm in. Because people at the end of the day want to see an original project. And that project, by the way, should solve a problem. I keep talking about this idea that I had, how do you decide what is an appropriate project for your portfolio? I'll tell you that in a second. Because it has to be something an employer would sell. Like for instance, I love the Coder Foundry bug tracker. Why? Because it solves a problem. It allows you to track bugs in your application, and it's something that is used all the time. So when you build something like that, you're literally building a solution to a problem people actually have. And so you need to have these relatable projects that you could sell. For instance, first, let me just make it, you guys ask us so many questions. Let me go through the questions Then I'm going to show you this awesome course I found out. It's not on Udemy, but it's amazing. Hit that, smash the like button. Without you guys, this community would not exist. You guys make the community. You give me the fuel to light my fire, to be excited and talk about all this stuff. But if you guys didn't exist, I would not exist. So smash that like button, not just for this channel, but also for yourself, because it helps other people notice this channel, and I love you guys. But with that being said, let's hit some comments here. Yelp Camp. I'm going to have to Google that later. I'm not sure what that is at the moment, but I'm on fire on a whole different idea. I have some things I want to show you first. Maybe we'll come back to it. I'm not comfortable with float concepts in CSS. Can I skip and move on, sir? Okay, this is what you need to know about floats. Never use floats for positioning a layout. The only time you would use float, and if people still using floats for positioning, stop, don't do it. The only time you use float is when you have, let's say, a section and you have text, right? That's text. And then you have a photo and you want that text to float around your photo. That's when you would use float. When you want text to float around the photo. That's it. Otherwise, float is garbage for many use cases. People don't use it anymore. I'm going to say it straight up. You use Flexbox and now grid. Grid everything. Flexbox. Like the way I do my CSS now, I'll do grid for the main layout of my app. And then within that grid, I would float certain things if I want it to be center or line specific way. That's how I do it. But that's what I would do. I'm learning CSS for more than a month and still not getting many concepts clear. What should I do, sir? Keep going, brother. You're on the right track. 1 month is not enough time to learn. It took me way more than a month. Way more than 3 months. But I'm telling you, this is what you do. When you get stuck, take a step back, take a breath, and go over that same information again. I've done that so many times. I'll watch everything, do as much as I can, and then I come back and then I redo the tutorial. If floats is, let's say floats is giving you a hard time, I would spend like a week and make a bunch of mini examples for myself of using floats and then move on to something else. That's something that's been really helpful for me, helping me a lot. Bro, Deepak, you're not late, you're on time. Love the photo. Can you please name Udemy courses for beginners? By the way, I made a great course on, what am I saying? I made a great video on, I think I titled it Best Web Development Courses on Udemy Web Dev Roadmap 2021. It's my last video. Check it out. That will show you the exact courses I would recommend if you want to go the React route. I could also show you from the 4 bajillion courses I have online. If you're looking to get started with like HTML and CSS, I would say Brad Travesty course is great, but that's where I would start. Check out my last video I did. It really covers that really well. Okay, DJ Norris dropping some knowledge. My opinion is focus on Flexbox and grid instead. Floats, unless you know you will need to use floats in a job. Yeah, basically no one uses floats unless they tell you to use floats because they're making websites in 2005. I totally get it. But yeah, floats around an image, text. That's all you need to know about that. But like DJ Norris said, doing Flexbox, doing grid is the way to do it. Yeah, 100%. Like, don't waste your time with floats, honestly. That's 100% true. Yes, Jose, thank you for throwing this out there. Kevin Powell, by the way, if you want anything CSS related, he's the main guy. He's the best guy to go to. He has so much free content that you could learn all the stuff that you need to use. Thank you for mentioning his name. Kevin Powell's amazing. Thanks, Jose. Really appreciate it. Most important thing I learned from Cold Steel was learn how to Google my problem or Stack Overflow or document. Yeah, 100%. By the way, Jordan, thank you for bringing that out. When people ask me questions and I know they didn't Google, I will just ignore that person forever. Because if you can't take the time to Google and find a solution on your own and try it before getting stuck again, don't ask me questions. Try it on your own. That's how you get better, is by learning these things, struggling and going through it. I Google all the time. All the time. I'm too stubborn to ask somebody for help. Although, if you're working, you should ask people for help. It's really important. All right, guys, I'll come back to the comments in a second. Here's the thing I want to show you. So, if you look into interview, there's this guy. Oh, man, you guys, seriously, let me tell you, when I talk about being obsessed with courses, I got teachable courses. I got game dev. What the hell was I thinking? Why would I need game dev? I want to be a web dev. Because they're using C# and that's kind of cool. I got Mammoth Interactive. Coding Phase, by the way. Shout out to Coding Phase. I did have his subscription for a while. Damn, he's got a lot of good courses, especially if you're a beginner. Man, he's got the hookup here. He also has some business courses, which anybody who's looking to freelance, definitely go check out Coding Phase. And I'm no longer subscribing to his thing because I subscribed for a while. I went over his courses. I just can't afford to buy everybody's courses. But Coding Phase, the man, he's got a lot of good stuff. Look, job ready, React.js. He knows how to sell courses, but he also has really good courses. I can't argue that. But coming back to here, this is the one. If you look into interview, this is one of the best courses I found for interviewing. This is something I'm just started going through, preparing for a front-end interview. It's by Code Evolution. Amazing, amazing course. This is what you got. Dude, the dude figured it out because he went through the process, and I could tell he put in a lot of good work. Again, I don't get any commissions, so I don't care if you buy this or not. It is what it is, but check this out. The big picture talks about what you need to do. Prepare your resume, how to talk to recruiters, initial screening, what to expect, coding projects, like what do people want to see, on-site interview, job offer, and salary. Then he goes and breaks down the stuff you need to know. I just had a mock-up interview that I did pretty good. Not 100%, but like 75, 80%. My coding though, was good. Thank God they gave me a problem that I knew the answer to. But dude, I have had a bunch of these questions asked, like about closures, about talking the difference. This is a war, let, and cons. You need to know the difference. Bro, these are the questions I've been asked. What is querying? This keyword, knowing in JavaScript, and talk about this keyword. You don't have to be a master, but you have to kind of understand it. This is a great front-end interview course. Go to Code Evolution YouTube channel. Find where he talks about this course because he has a link for 20%. Use his link that he sends because this course was just released differently. He talks about function currying, prototyping, more on prototyping, ES6, how to use class syntax, map, set, bunch of stuff that you need to know. And just a lot of great stuff, promises, async await, event loops. And then more importantly, he goes through here and he has these exercises, which are whiteboarding exercise, sum of numbers, factorial of a number, Fibonacci sequence, Bertucci sequence, I don't know how you pronounce it, prime numbers, palindrome, whatever, anagram, reverse words, remove words. I'm not saying that you have to master all of them, but these are the type of stuff they ask you to interview. So he created a course, God bless this guy's soul, that actually, in a very streamlined way, covers most of the stuff that as a junior web dev you guys have to see. So I don't get any kickback from it. It's Code Evolution's front-end interviews. You could find it on Teachable. That's the Coding Phase account, but you could find it on Teachable, but that's not how I suggest you find it. I suggest you find it by going on Code Evolution channel and check out the interview course. His video is going to come up where he has the link. You get a discount. I don't get any kickback. It doesn't matter. The course is phenomenal, even though that's why I want to promote it to you guys, because I want you to guys have this as a resource to be able to do it. So let me come back to the comments. Let's see here. Let's see. A lot of great comments. Bro, thank you. Creating with code. Yeah, where my time tracking app? You know where it is? It's still being developed because I'm too busy taking courses. You know what I mean? No, but I today, not lying to you guys. Not lying. I just set up all my environments on my computer here to be able to start to work on my time tracking app. I don't want to get too close to the mic and yell. But I do have it. I could show to you. Let me go into my. I'm going into my programming folder. Actually, yeah, I'll show it to you guys here. Why not? I don't have secrets. No secrets here. Let me share my screen. Screen share. Let's go here. Let's screen share this baby. You guys see my terminal. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Can I make this bigger? Can I make this bigger for all you guys to see? Bigger. So let's go down this road. LS. Okay, we want to go to programming. So this is my programming folder, and this is other folders in there of all the projects that I'm working on. Obviously, I have my worked folder, top secret, can't show you, but I have all these other folders. You know, Next.js, Strappy, all this other stuff that I'm working on. And then I have this folder that I have portfolios in, and this is already too much. I'll talk about Weekend Warrior MMA. This is kind of interesting idea, like something that I was talking about. But I have my bug tracker that I'm building using React, and I'm going to make the backend ASP.NET, but that's on the back burner. Don't care about, because I can't do any of these other projects until I complete this time tracker. So I have CD time tracker. It's an app, LS. The front end here is made with, actually, before I do that, because I have M1 Mac Mini, it's kind of wonky with NPM. But so this time tracker app has a front end built with React. So let me go into the front end. NPM run start. So let me start this up for you. Wow, this is the most amazing project, Paul. It's not even, oh, it's kind of working, but no data showing. Why? Because the back end is not fired up. So let me go here. Where's my terminal window? But the point is, it's like, this is not a tutorial project. It's a project that I'm building from scratch. And that's kind of like the skill you guys have to develop. And let me see, go into server. And I started this project so long ago that Strappy's been updated. So I'm using an old build of Strappy here, but that's okay. NPM run develop. And so this app is powered by Strappy. By the way, if you're doing a lot of front-end development, and then I forgot my own password. That's how long ago I started working on this app that I forgot my own password to log into it. But we have my backend here, and so the password is wrong. I forgot what it is. I got to reset it. But now if I refresh this, look, you get the users. You could click on it. That will show the projects that you're building, and then it'll show the task and stuff like that. Still a lot of work to do, but the point here is that it's not a project from a tutorial. It's something that I had to design myself. I actually had a designer come up with a layout because I'm not a great designer yet, and it's a good practice for me to practice going from a design document and creating the actual code myself. But anyway, I just want to show this so you guys know that I'm not a liar. I'm building this time tracker. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks is going to be more developed, but the idea is to be able to, for projects, you know, that I have, let's see if is there one that has multiple. No, nobody has multiple of anything. But the point is for me to easily be able to click, print an invoice by clicking here, which doesn't do nothing, to get it done. Anyway, enough. I just wanted to share that with you guys, that it is a project that I'm working on. Let me go back to the comments so we could talk some more awesome stuff here. Fantastic stuff. How you guys doing? Keep those comments going. I love chatting with you guys. The most important part is that I love talking with you. Let me get a sip of my coffee though. Yelp is the most popular student project. Google Yelp. Let's go. Google. Go to Google Yelp Camp. That's why I love you guys on the stream, because I love some stuff I didn't hear about. See, I don't know everything. Thanks, Jordan. Again, pointing out Yelp Camp. It's called Steele's project. Jordan, you just caught me straight out. Everybody's gonna know that I never finished Cold Steele's course. I didn't. If I did, I would have known. I would have known. I would have known. Yeah. By the way, guys, let me to Jordan's point here. Let me kind of back into the screen. This is straight up like Bootstrap here, and I know he's got other links for the projects that you're building. Yelp Camp, fantastic. You could log in, you could sign up. Needs a little styling work. By the way, guys, yeah. So let's come back to the. By the way, guys, a lot of people ask me what CSS frameworks I should learn. I'm just gonna give you two, and that's the only two you should do. Tailwind is not there, although like I like Tailwind, except for actual job, nobody I know is using it. Learn Bootstrap and become pretty competent in building sites with Bootstrap, especially if you're a solo developer, because it's going to allow you to build stuff really quickly. And then learn how to customize Bootstrap in a way that it doesn't look like Bootstrap. And Material UI if you're doing React. And if you are learning Material UI, you should learn Style Components, which is another library for React that you guys should know. So let's see more comments here. No. Perfect expression floats. 8 minutes. Man, I'm so bad at responding on time, but man, you guys asking so many things. Any particular course that talks about Googling? Jordan Foster. Man, Googling is amazing. Googling is amazing. KG609, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. By the way, if you guys didn't smash the like button, smash the like button until you break it. Because the more likes I get out of my selfishness, not even selfish, like you guys don't be selfish, right? The more likes I get on this video, the more people will get that video available to them from the YouTube gods, and they could click in and enjoy this fun with us. But I appreciate all of you guys here. Like, listen, guys, this is the honest truth. If you guys did not come here today, if you guys did not exist to consume my content, I would be a nobody. Right? I'm still nobody. I'm some dude on the internet. But the point is, you guys make me. That's why I'm so passionate about you guys as a community, because 80% of what Coding After 30 is you guys. 20% is my YouTube yapping and talking about stuff. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. If you want to get a job, PHP and MySQL, because everything learning Node.js. Wait, if you want to get a job, learn. Wait, I didn't click this comment. If you want to get a job, learn PHP and MySQL, because everybody learning Node.js and Python. It depends in the area you live in. I'm telling you this. In my area, oh my God, let's do this. That's a great question. In certain areas, PHP and SQL dominates. They kill it. They kill it. Not in my area. So let's go. I think it's Glassdoor. Glassdoor, search for, oh dude, I hate I hate websites which tell you to like log in and do stuff and what have you to make sense of stuff. Like they're just like, you gotta log into, like, I don't want to log into anything, but let's see if this will work for me. Let's see if this works for me. Okay, guys, let's take a look. Look like this. Austin. I live in Austin, Texas. Okay, guys, Austin, Texas. So let's take a look here. This is very good. Like, why I stopped doing PHP. And PHP has its place if you're doing WordPress as a freelancer. And I want to talk about that more. I keep coming to this example that I wanted to talk about, which I will. By the end of the stream, I will talk about it. But let's take a look here. Let's share my screen. Like, people left. I'm just kidding. Some people left the stream because they know what's going to happen. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Nothing's going to happen. That's not. PHP dev jobs, developer jobs, jobs. Okay, all right. Okay, I take it back. Okay, you could make $101,000, medium 100. Okay, that's probably for that's for Amazon, of course in Amazon. PHP developer. Let's do like developer. Man, I'm about to eat my words. About to eat my own words. Man, I'm about to. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so in my area, in Austin, Texas, by the way, you can see medium salary 90,000 if you're good with PHP as well. And I bet this is for more like senior level, right? Senior level. But in some areas that I looked at this, I saw that it was 50,000, 60,000. How about PHP junior, JR, junior developer jobs? So that's probably going to give us a more realistic expectation. Man, Glassdoor be making me a liar. All right, 71,000. 71,000 as a junior dev. So I bet it's because it's Austin. Let's see what, Hartford, Connecticut, worst place in the world. Not even kidding. I mean, Bridgeport is pretty bad. Man, maybe Glassdoor has some hyper inflated salaries. All right, 42 to 97. Okay, so yes, there's PHP jobs available. I eat my words. Not saying that you should do it unless you've already been learning PHP forever and that's like your thing, because React JS developer jobs. First of all, I don't want to look in Hartford. I want to look in Austin. And I think I'm doing this like search all weird anyway. I'm going to Google medium salaries. That's going to give us a more realistic way. Man, yeah, screw Glassdoor. It's making me a liar. It's basically making me seem that there's not that many React jobs. Oh yeah, because I didn't pick a good location. Yeah, location here. Damn. I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, so between 72, 153,000, like, basically all depends on the area. If you live in the area where PHP and SQL is king, net developer. What are you talking about, net? Glassdoor sucks. Let me go to Google. Google don't lie, right, guys? Google don't lie. Okay, medium US PHP salary. Okay, I'm not hating on PHP. Not hating on it. Okay, boom, right there. PHP developer salary. Average 86. I bet this is nationwide 86. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Now let's come back to React developer salary. Yeah, sounds good. Oh my God, this is what happened to my amazing site that average 108. That's like 20,000 more. And that's why I push React on a lot of people. If you're just starting out, you can't go wrong with React JavaScript. It's just a lot more opportunity, higher pay, but there's nothing wrong with PHP and SQL, and there's plenty of high-paying jobs with that. And if that's the tech you're comfortable with, obviously go for those jobs. I know in certain places, certain countries, PHP wins. PHP wins, SQL wins. But in my opinion, this is why I do React and stuff like that. By the way, with that being said, guys, at the end of the day, you need to do your own research and figure out where it makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, that's true. I got to learn more about how to use those. It makes it easier to search. Oh my God, do you still have a bind.js, the keyword to your objects, so you have the proper context when using and access your objects? It depends in what context you're working in, and if you're in React, for instance, are you using class components, and are you using regular functions versus arrow functions? If you don't use regular functions, use arrow functions, you don't have to bind stuff in most cases. And if you're just using functional programming with modern React, you don't have to worry about this keyword at all. So that's perfectly fine. Yeah, there's a lot of lamp stacks. As you saw me prove myself wrong, I was going to be like, they don't make money. Oh, there's plenty of lamp jobs, I like the logo on your app. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't make it, but thank you. It's I have a designer friend. I was like, bro, make me a design. Because look, when you look to get a job, at the end of the day, if you're a developer, you're not going to be making design yourself unless you're a UX UI designer. totally different job, totally different job description. So a good practice that I suggest you guys do, and I talked in my other videos, is make sure that you guys learn how to make websites from mockup files, either Photoshop files, Figma files, or Adobe UX, Adobe XD. Yeah, that's the one. And learn to recreate the websites that a designer created using those programs and create them yourselves from scratch. That's great practice. If you could do that, you're going to get a job, because that's what I do. I just got a contract job. Literally, a designer gave me design, and he's like, build this. I'm like, all right. And that's what I do. So that's how I know you are doing stuff. Yep. So here's the funny story, KG609. The company that I started with, it's a crazy wild place. My second day in, they hired me as a junior developer for React with this idea, learn C# and ASP.NET. So I started learning C# and ASP.NET, and the next week I come in, might just been a week. How much C# can I learn in a week? Enough, but not enough for what they, and they go like, Paul, we want you to implement a security system in ASP.NET, which will allow us by component base in React to define clearance level of who should be able to see what. I'm like, bro, I literally had to go to my boss. I'm like, I don't know. You hired me as a junior dev? And all the other devs were laughing, like, because they knew that I wouldn't be able to do it. And it was funny because, like, what did my boss think that I would be able to do that if some of the experienced developers, they're still working on that, and it's been like 3 months since we were asked to do that. So that was kind of hard. The hardest thing for me was starting out, though, in all honesty, is when I started working the front-end developer, you were working with some sort of back-end where you're getting data. And a lot of times to test to make sure that the thing that you coded on the front-end worked, you have to go and test the database and see if that data was posted. So getting used to use SQL Manager, because that's what we were using at work, to be able to run queries in the database and see if the changes I was making were being made in the database. So learning like SQL, basic queries, and how to work in that environment was challenging. But once you get a hang of it and do it on an everyday basis, it kind of comes on to be easier. Nice. Yes, by the way, if some of you guys on the talk about Cold Steel's course, yeah, he did just redone the whole course literally a couple of months ago. It is up to date. Like, I'm not taking it right now, probably not going to take it in a while, but it's there, and it's a really good course. So if you were to buy one course, you could get that course. But from that standpoint, yes, it is really updated. Oh, sorry. But many YouTubers tell us we should not use Bootstrap as will it makes us. No, it won't make you lazier. It will make you more productive. Here's the thing. Don't do Bootstrap if you don't know CSS. I guess I should have said it first. That you brought us onto a good point, is that, like, don't use Bootstrap if you don't know CSS. This huge project I'm working on right now, there's 4 developers. It's a small startup. We don't have resources to hire 20 developers. So we are actually using Bootstrap, and on top of Bootstrap for like the layout and the responsiveness of it, and then we create our custom CSS on top of Bootstrap to make it not look like Bootstrap. And it saved us hours, like hundreds of hours of development. And so you are smart for using Bootstrap. No, if someone's telling you on YouTube not to use Bootstrap because you're lazy, is basically they're saying either they're dumb or they're saying that don't use Bootstrap if you don't know CSS. No, you use Bootstrap, you use Material UI. The only time you don't use Bootstrap is when you work at a big company that has 6 UX UI guys, has a whole front-end team that building a custom solution, and they have so much money to throw at that they don't care. And so that's what you need. Okay, that's what you do. But yeah, no, Bootstrap, Material UI, 100%. Yeah, hologram nunchucks, I'll tell you right now, I made a mistake of using Tailwind on one of my bigger projects that actually unfortunately have to finish. And I got so far into it that I don't want to pull out Tailwind. Tailwind, don't use it if you're looking to get a job. Just don't do it. Stay away from Tailwind. It's a cool idea, and I like Tailwind. And I have access to their premium templating, which is amazing. But most companies don't ask if you know Tailwind. Like 90% of the companies, they don't care. Bootstrap, yes. Material UI, yes. Tailwind, no. So if you want to get a job, stay away from Tailwind. Use Bootstrap and Material UI. I just, a lot of the contract gigs I'm doing, like I was surprised how many of them are using Bootstrap. And there's, if you do React, there's React Bootstrap. They have native Bootstrap React components, which is pretty awesome. KG609, my local area, PHP and C#. KG, let me know what stack are you pursuing. And I would say if I had to choose, if you're doing freelancing, I would choose PHP and WordPress. If you're not doing freelancing, you want to get a job, 100% go with C#. I'm learning C#. Now that I quit my job, I kind of paused like learning C# for the moment because I got a contract role. And so I'm focusing only on the tech that they're using, which is a lot of React. And for backend, for our application, I convinced them to go with JavaScript-based technology. So we're using Strappy on the backend. But definitely, want to hear, KG, what are you like learning? And if you want to get a job, C# with ASP.NET, 100%. Please don't worry about using Bootstrap. Oh, worry about using Bootstrap. Come on, I'm gonna argue you on this, Jordan Foster. Man, I love you, bro. And 100%, don't use Tailwind. I'm only kidding with Jordan. If you don't know CSS, don't use Bootstrap at all. Use Bootstrap if you are a one-man show or work on a small team where you want to use a CSS library to make sure that you're saving hundreds of hours of development. That's the only time I would use it. 100% learn CSS first. You'll save a lot of time with Bootstrap though. Jordan, I get it. But you're absolutely 100% right. But I'm going to tell you, on certain places where you have a small team, Bootstrap might be a requirement, and if you're not familiar with Bootstrap, it will hurt you. So the good news, learning Bootstrap won't take you long. It'll take like 2 weeks, 3 weeks at most. But it does save a lot of times. Yeah, see, same point I just made. I should have read the comments earlier. Or maybe I did read the comment earlier and just wanted to take DJ Norris's credit. Using Bootstrap as a crash. Yeah, learn proper CSS design creation using Bootstrap because it saves time. 100%. DJ Norris, you and I think the same. It's like we share one brain between us two. No, I'm pretty sure you're smarter than I am. Yeah, so another good point. Using something because you don't have skill to create it, otherwise it's why they say it's bad. Yeah, so I don't use Bootstrap because it helps me to create things. I could recreate all that stuff from scratch using CSS. The reason I use Bootstrap is because it saves time. Because I could build something in a day that would take me a week. And that's huge. Time is money, money is time. That's what they say. I'm a newbie. I have seen many communities telling me that Bootstrap will make us lazy. I don't know. True, by the way. Thanks for the reply, Jordan. Hey, yeah. Like, for you, Sanjeev, if you're new, and in your area, because there's a lot of C# jobs, learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then jump into C# with ASP.NET. And consequently, all those projects that are built with their scaffolding utilize Bootstrap anyway, so you'll have to be familiar with it anyway because all ASP.NET projects out of the box come with Bootstrap unless you add something else to it. So for you, that would make perfect sense, but don't learn Bootstrap unless you learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript first. Yeah, 100%. There's, like I said, there's so many different places to learn. And like I showed you, the bajillion course. I have 400 Udemy courses. I'm not even going to show you them anymore because I'm tired of crying inside of all the money I wasted and spent. Because out of all those 400 courses, I only completed 15. And they were enough for me to get hired, by the way. And if you saw my previous video where I recommended 5 courses, I think it's called Best Web Developer Courses on Udemy 2021. Web Dev Roadmap 2021, but I'll show you 5 courses if you look to be a React developer to get started. And that's all you need, and I literally stand by it. You don't need all the courses, you just need to get to the end of the day to build stuff to get you hired. Learn React for front end. Do not learn PHP unless where you work only has PHP jobs. I will tell you that right now. If I told that I know PHP at my React role currently, I would not get hired. they're using C# on the back end, or they're using Node technologies. But that's because I'm in US and Austin. But if you in the area, like, and Hamza, I'm guessing where you are, PHP is huge, then in your case, yes. So yes, if that's what's getting people paid the money in your area. No, if you're in US, that is not going to help you. I guess we could argue that. Once you get it, though, it is much easier. It is much easier. But yep, I hate that. That's why I try not to type as much. Jordan's already out. I didn't say goodbye to him, but hey, take care, man. See you later. So the answer to your question is, can you have a mock-up in Photoshop or Figma, and can you take that mock-up and recreate it with HTML and CSS? If the answer is yes, then you could go learn Bootstrap. If the answer is no, you need to learn more HTML and CSS. You should be able to here. Let me show you here the screen. So screen share. Let me go to my Netlify. Netlify till I die. Netlify is like actually a kind of cool place to store a lot of your projects for your portfolio. So, where are my sites? Yeah, community project React. When? Here we go. So imagine a designer gave you this mock-up of the site, right? You should be able to recreate this from a Photoshop file like we did here, and this is what we're doing on our community project. You know, it has like little effects. I'm still in the process adding a bunch of JavaScript. Notice how when I scroll, the bar hides and then it magically appears. You know, some basic action with CSS, you know, some simple transitions with CSS. Well, this wasn't that simple, but you need to be able to basically recreate a mock-up website with only HTML, CSS as your step one before learning Bootstrap. You should, by the way, make it responsive. Notice how when I shrink, this shrinks to number one, we get this amazing menu. And then it shrinks to be responsive, right? You see? So how do you know if you should move to Bootstrap? When you're able to recreate a simple website like this one with HTML and CSS, make it responsive, then you're ready to move to JavaScript. So that'll be like my answer. Some people don't like that answer because they don't feel like they know enough to be able to do that. Yeah, then learn more until you could do that, because this is what you're going to get paid for. And once you're able to do this, then you could recreate this website with help of Bootstrap, which will take you half the time, because that's what Bootstrap was designed for. So that's the case. Lol, that's funny. I had manager tell me multiple times that he had no clue what my skill level was, so his way of figuring it out was ask me to do outstanding projects that's slow on delivery. Sometimes people will do that. That was at a net shop and ended up pushing me back to PHP and agency work. Right, so you said the key word here, agency work. If you're working with WordPress and agencies, PHP and WordPress, 100%. 100%. And by the way, if you're looking for a good PHP course, I know he just redid it. It's an amazing course here. Let me go to my courses here. Let's see here. PHP. I'm just searching for this course. Yeah, here you go. By the way, if you guys looking to do like freelancing, WordPress, PHP, this course, Become a WordPress Developer by Brad Schiff, is an excellent course. I already completed it before. I just reset it to the beginning because he just re-released this course. Does it show the date here? It says 2019. He just redid it again for 2021. And I might have like the old course showing here, but he has a great course. He just redid it. Let me go to Udemy search PHP WordPress theme, because I'm pretty sure he just updated it to reflect 2021. Yeah, so last updated 2021. So recently updated. He's going through and updating it to make it relevant to new. But by the way, if you're looking to freelancing, looking to work with agencies, this is a great course to jump onto and kind of get onto. So great, great stuff here. Let's see. My area is only CMS jobs. Then, hey, the good news is you know that, and you could focus your studying to developing the skills that allows you to use whatever the CMS job that you have available. What CMSs are you using? Is it like WordPress, or are there other ones that you're using? But yeah, that's going to help you for sure, get you hired if that's what the demand is. Paul, how do you go about browser testing? So I personally just, first of all, when we develop, they let us know, they're like, okay, it must work in Google Chrome only. We don't care about Internet Explorer, or it must work in Chrome and Firefox, or it must work in these 3 browsers. So when I build my application, I test it on all those browsers, and I make sure that they have a consistency of presentation on all the browsers. And that's how I do it in terms of testing if they look good on Safari. Hate Safari. If they look good on Edge browser or Chrome, or work on other browsers. But they usually tell us. And the last job I did, they're like, it only needs to look good on Google Chrome, and that's the only browser that I testing and work things. Hey, have a good one. Probably gone, but man, great. Thanks for checking out. By the way, guys, if you have a special like button, I just want to say and thank you guys, because you have to understand that I'm some dude on the internet who switched careers into web development like in his late 30s. I was able to do it. If you're younger or older, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the things that I'm telling you guys is through my suffering, through my mistakes that I made. And I want to give you the best advice that I can to get you guys going. By the way, if you're looking to freelance, we talked about, getting started with WordPress or even static HTML and CSS sites built with bootstraps is super huge, because I just quit my job. I got a contract role, which is part-time, but I used to do a lot of personal training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. And I was like, you know what? I want to get some clients on the weekends, make like easy $50 an hour, like whatever, personal training. But I need to get clients. And so I'm like, shit. Oop, I swore. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. But I'm like, I need a website. I need Safari's the new DJ Norris, breaking my thought process and hitting me with the jokes. Safari's the new Internet Explorer. Man, Safari is the worst. Hate it so much. Like, it's terrible. But here's the thing. Like, I was back to my, I was like, I need a website that's a basic landing page. I don't need too much navigation. I just need to talk about what I do, how people could contact me, and a way for them to schedule an appointment with me to sign up for private training with me so I could get paid. And I then ended up researching and going online and be like, damn, there's a lot of people like me who want to do some sort of service like personal training or some sort of personal coaching or yoga, and they just need a website that converts and gets them a client. And if they don't require a blog, HTML and CSS using Bootstrap, easy money. And anybody could do that with the limited development. I mean, you don't need to know a lot. And you could literally start selling your services. So I'm actually building my website, and I'm going to test to see if I can get clients. And the thing is, if I need something like this, there's other people that need something to promote their coffee shop, their personal training, their yoga studio. And I would niche it down. Do just yoga studios, or just personal training, or just martial arts schools. You could make a lot of money. And this is if they don't need a blog. If they have light content. And if they have a lot more content, guess what? WordPress, perfect solution. Use Elementor, need no coding experience. You could start building websites for clients. And you could make bank, 100%. The hardest part about it is getting clients. So talking about it. But man, you don't need a lot to freelance. And this is something that I just started to be like, damn, Paul, if you could sell and you're a good salesperson, you could totally do it. So DJ Norris and I, we are going to start a podcast where we talk about freelancing, because I know there's a big part of the community that's interested in that. And I know he's freelancing. I'm going to be doing freelancing, slightly different approach than his, because I'm actually going to go from the process of starting a business online and using personal training coaching, and use that as an example to show you that there are people like me who are looking for your services. And also I'm able to talk about it from development standpoint of like, wow, you don't need to be that good to solve my problem. And so it comes down to like, create a product for personal trainers that maybe you have 5 templates that you could reuse, and then start looking for personal training clients for whom you could set up those websites, and start charging $500 per website, which will be easy because you already created that work up front, or you buy a template, whatever it is, or $1,000, $1,200 is not unheard of for simple 3-4 page websites. And I'd love to continue this conversation with DJ Norris, because I think there's really something about it. People could make money, and I used to do that before, and I really love React, and that's why I kind of decided to get a job. And so I think there's some people who are better at sales, could go the WordPress route and make a bunch of money that way because they know how to sell and they don't want to code as much. And there could be someone who loves to code and they hate selling. Hey, in that case, having a job is for you, and that's what you need to do. Yeah, 100%. I make so many mistakes. It's insane. It's insane. How many mistakes I made. I'm still paying for a lot of mistakes I made. Yeah, we are going to do that dev podcast, and it's going to be amazing. It has really original name. It's called Freelancing Devs. I started setting up the YouTube channel for it. There's no content, so don't even bother going. We're going to get a website going at some point. And the idea is, if you just want to, like, when I first originally started, this is where this idea came from. When I first originally started, I was so bad at coding that I couldn't get a job. Like, nobody was hiring me. So that's when I started creating WordPress websites for friends. And then I ended up getting a bunch of clients. And then I got hired by an agency. And I realized that if you know how to use WordPress without any coding, maybe some basic HTML and CSS, if you know a little bit about SEO, like how to have local businesses be listed on Google pages, which is very easy to do, and you learn a little bit about Facebook or content like ads, that in itself is a profitable service. To give you an idea, I was getting paid at the time when I worked for this agency $25 an hour, which is not bad. But they were charging clients $100 an hour, and they were paying me $25 to do the work. So they're making $75 off me. So I know it's a profitable niche if that's the route you go. And so if I want to make a channel just about freelancing, just so like I don't dilute this channel where it's most about coding and getting a job, and I briefly talk about freelancing here, but that channel is going to go specifically into freelancing, what to do to either start a online business as a developer, or just how to make money online in general by being a freelancer. And so we're going to talk more about that. It'll be great. Yeah, it's intimidating at first, but there's certain places like, don't use GoDaddy one, but a very easy one. I love Bluehost. Bluehost for WordPress sites is super easy to get started with. There's other places that once you start growing more and need something a little bit more substantial because you have like either a lot of users or a lot of visitors on websites, but Bluehost is perfect for most people to start. And there's many different ways to charge people, but you could set up, hosting through Bluehost and charge people like a monthly fee and upcharge them a little bit for it to maintain their website. So guys, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Let's do some like power question round for the next 10 minutes before we end up the stream. I think we had like a lot of awesome stuff to talk about. I hope you guys like this live stream. I hope you guys enjoy what I do on this channel. And again, this channel would not exist if it wasn't for you guys. So let's do a final round, 10-minute rapid questions about anything. You can even talk about like how'd you meet your wife or your fiance. Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't ask me dating advice. God knows I can't help you. My opinion, if you're a beginner using WP, SiteGround is great. If you have some server knowledge, Cloudways is awesome.
Yeah, 100% SiteGround is good for beginners for sure. And I started with Bluehost, and I've been using Bluehost a lot. Part of the reason I like Bluehost is because I've been using it a lot, I guess, and haven't had the need to use anything else. But there's other solutions, and I'm pretty sure that DJ Norris and I will talk about all those items on our freelancing show to give you guys kind of more opportunity to decide what's right for you at which time. I think it'll be awesome. And let's do final questions, final thoughts, guys. All right, let's play a game. Who could ask me the most ridiculous question in the last 10 minutes? Let's do it. I don't know what I'll do, but I think like let's do that. Come on. Let's do some final thoughts, final questions. And while you guys waiting to come up with the most ridiculous questions, this stream was titled weirdly, like best Udemy courses on, and it's like a trick. Like the truth is the Udemy courses don't matter. Except the fact that if you keep buying them and not finishing them, you're really wasting your time and you'll never get to where you're going. At the end of the day, you need to be able to build a project from scratch. So at most, you could buy 4 or 5 courses. That's it. If you learn 80% of that material, you'll be able to get a job. So stop buying courses. And we talked about this idea, like when you're starting out, what kind of projects you put in your portfolio. And it's like, yeah, I put my Udemy course projects to my portfolio because I'm a beginner. I have nothing to show for it. But stop after 5 and then start building your own stuff. And then replace those Udemy projects with your personal projects, because those are the things that are going to get you a job. Nobody wants to see a project that's like another variation of a project 100 other people made because they took the same Udemy course. And some will tell me, well, Paul, not everybody took the Udemy course, so I might be special. No, you're not going to be special. Like both of these, like on Udemy, the most popular courses that people are doing have hundreds of students, hundred thousands of students. So you're going to be 100,000 of the same project stuff that you're doing. So it's very important to build your own stuff. And also the skill you develop by building your own stuff is the skill that people are going to hire you for, and that's it. So if you want a good project idea for beginners, build a personal training site which allows people to schedule their appointment, or at least use a form to sign up and get in touch so the personal trainer could connect with them and make a sale, because that's why someone would pay you. If you create a website that makes sales, then that person has money to pay you for that website, right? How do businesses survive? By making money. So you need to either create something that is making money or solving a very specific problem that somebody's able to pay for the services. Thank you, DJ Norris. I like Bluehost also. Let's talk about why I switched on the podcast. Yes, I knew you were going to say that, but I think there's many reasons why someone would switch away from Bluehost. I think if you're starting out, like I said, wherever you are will dictate what service you should use, and I might know why you switched, DJ Norris, and go from there. And when can you look forward to this podcast? It's in the progress. Remember, DJ Norris has a job. He has his freelancing company. I also have so many things that I'm doing, and I'm trying to get hired. So I'm doing a lot of interview prep. So it will not be forever. We're going to try to shoot at some point, like in June, maybe at the end of June, realistically speaking. But I did start to put the wheel in motion, and DJ Norris is thinking about the ideas and topics to talk to. That maybe like 2-3 weeks from now, for sure it's going to happen. Nice. I've done Shopify apps and themes. I also done Node CMS solutions, and that's another thing I want to talk about, because I want to see like what need, and I'm sure there's a huge need for Shopify app development and themes, and maybe that's a way for someone to break into the field and make money. I have no interest into making Shopify themes or apps using the Shopify way. Like I don't mind making a React application and integrating with Shopify, but using like Shopify dev stuff, not interested. But I know a lot of you are, and I would love to hear what DJ Norris has to say about it. And I know Coding Phase talks a lot about it, and definitely check out his channel for all that stuff. I personally not gonna do it, but I will talk about it, because if it helps you land a job, it helps you land a job. And at the end of the day, we just want to present you the best options to make money, and then you guys go from there. So any last fleeting questions? why is my hair look so, I'm just kidding, you know. Yeah, so by the way, guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash that like button. Ice cubes are still frozen. Because at the end of the day, you guys are what make this community, and I appreciate every one of you. Imagine if I was not here. You guys would still be here, right? So I'm not important. But if you guys weren't here, I would be nothing. I would have nobody. So I appreciate you. That's why, like I said before, I'm so excited and can't get less excited about the fact that I'm so thankful for everyone and each of you coming out to this live stream, hang out with me, because you guys, you're the bricks in this community. Without you guys, I won't be able to build this community. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And any last things that you guys want to ask or talk about, I know you guys have lots of burning questions to ask. So let's go. Let's go. Throw some questions out there, the last few questions. And if you're jumping in late, don't worry about it. Ask some questions now, because I'll keep talking, keep going. But you gotta keep it going, keep it alive. But if we do end because there's no more questions, you guys could go back and watch the streams again, because they will be posted for your enjoyment 100%. Bro, if my room is so tiny, if I do a roundhouse kick, I will end up knocking myself out. Yeah, like a roundhouse kick. I can't even lift my leg right now. I'm so cramped. Like my space is here. I can't move. Look, I can't move. There's stuff here. I can't move this way. There's stuff here. There's a screen here. Oh, just dropped my keyboard. Almost disconnected my stream. Man, I live in a tiny ass apartment. I got no back chair, so I gotta do kicks outside. Let me pick stuff up here. I'm like super minimalistic. I live in a closet, guys. That's how am I able to not have I try to minimize my financial footprint by living in the closet. Not saying you guys should follow my plan, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. I do a karate chop. Listen, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai. By the way, guys, if you want to do some kickboxing training for fitness, I'm going to be doing that as a freelancing gig to make some side hustle money. But I'll send you those videos. If you guys want to get in shape while punching and kicking your way, yeah, honestly, I'm doing it to test an idea of can I make money online with this personal training? And also to showcase that there's other people like me who want to sell their personal training or yoga services or whatever. And you could be the person that makes those sites for them. So that's super important. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Backlighting though. Of course, gotta set it up. I gotta have the mood lighting. I have all types of mood lighting. Oh, that's hot. Can't pick that up, but I got a hot candle, scented, it needs to be scented. No, we do this 100%. Let's check this out. Where do developers wash their hands? In a sink. It shows myself. I'll show yeah, you dropped the mic in there. Dude, that's if you're gonna end the stream, we're gonna end it. That's a good one. Where do developers wash their hands? In the sink? Man, yeah, DJ Norris, thank you. I would not seen it if you haven't said it. Hologram wins with the joke of the year. Yeah, this is awesome. That's why I love you guys. You guys got a lot of good stuff. Anyway, guys, so I just want to say I love you all. Thank you so much for joining the stream. You know how we do it. We do it every Saturday. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, I don't know why. If you guys did not like this video, do some last minute smashing the like buttons. But honestly, thank you guys for everything you do. I wouldn't be here. I'm literally speechless. And my cat just came in to say hello. I got 2 cats. They love fighting in front of the camera. And so sometimes when you see the camera shake, that's them. I live with 2 cats in a closet. People wondering, why do you have 2 cats? How did this happen? My daughter, she's like moving to Japan for work. And she's like, Daddy, I bought you a present. I'm like, what is it? And she gives me 2 cats. And I'm like, thanks. What am I supposed to do? So now I have 2 cats in my tiny closet studio apartment. But can't complain. I get to hang out with you guys, talk about coding, development, making it happen. So guys, with that being said, man, I really appreciate everything you guys do. I love you so much. Thanks so much for joining me and, you know, keeping this community going. Check out my other videos. We'll be back next Saturday, 6 p.m. US Central Time. And if you guys have video ideas, just throw them in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. Like I said, you guys are the reason why I'm here. And thanks, all of you guys. Jose, great stream as usual. Thank you, Jose, for being here. Hologram, Nunchucks, thanks, Paul. Great content, man. Thanks for tips, DJ. Yeah, DJ Doris has a lot of good nuggets of gems, you know. And so, yeah, I'm glad that he's here. He's also in our community on Discord. If you want to join, it's codingafter30.com. Click that. There's a link somewhere, and it'll take you to the community. And we'll love to have you there. But most importantly, guys, what I want to say is that thank you. That's all I want to say. And until next time, in Coding After 30 fashion, want to bid you farewell. Have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you guys next time.